Chapter 1. The House That Waited. At the edge of the world, where the sound of the ocean turns into a lullaby, there was a house, white, with peeling paint on the railings, and blue shutters that softly clapped in the wind. It had been waiting for a long time, and one day, along the narrow sandy path, Lena came to it. She stepped off the bus, breathed in the salty air, and felt that here she could finally breathe.
Chapter 2. The First Morning. The next morning, Lena woke up to the sound of waves. No phones ringing, no traffic, only the ocean and the light of dawn. She brewed coffee, stepped onto the porch, and saw him. A man was walking along the shore, tall, in a light shirt. He stopped at the edge of the water and closed his eyes, as if he were listening to the breath of the sea. Later, at the small store, they met again. "You're new here, aren't you?" he said with a light smile. "Yes," Lena answered. "And you're local?" "Something like that. I'm Alex." Chapter 3. Simple Happiness. The days grew longer, but Lena didn't notice. With Alex, everything felt simple. He showed her secret paths in the dunes, taught her to catch crabs and make soup from them. And in the evenings, they sat on the beach, with a blanket, with hot tea, and talked. "You know," he said once, "I love this shore because it never changes." "Is that why you're always so calm?" Lena smiled. He just shrugged lightly and said quietly, "Maybe." Their love was quiet, like the ocean at rest. Chapter 4. The Ocean's Whisper. Sometimes, at night, Lena would wake up, hearing a strange sound, as if someone was softly calling her name. She would step out onto the porch, wrap herself in a blanket, and listen to the waves whispering, murmuring to each other. But she could never make out the words. "Do you ever feel like the sea talks to you?" she asked him once. Alex paused for a moment, then smiled softly. "Sometimes. But it's better not to try to understand what it's saying. It will always take what it wants." Chapter 5. The Storm. The storm came suddenly. In the morning, the sun was shining, but by evening the sky had darkened and heavy raindrops pounded the roof. Lena closed the windows, rushing around the house, trying to stay calm. And Alex went to check on the boat. The wind grew stronger. The waves slammed against the shore so hard that the house trembled. And then she realized he wasn't there. "Alex!" she shouted, stepping onto the porch. "Where are you?" And then she saw him, standing at the water's edge, drenched to the bone, staring at the horizon. "Come inside!" she cried. "It's dangerous!" He turned slowly, and in his eyes was that strange calm. "Lena, I have to go." Chapter 6. The Truth. "What are you talking about?" She grabbed his hand. "Go where?" He looked at her for a long time, with such tenderness that it took her breath away. "The house wanted me to stay with you a little longer," he said. "But now it's time." And at that moment, she remembered. That storm, a year ago, the fishermen had found the body of a young man drowned in the sea. His name was Alex. "No," she whispered. "It's going to be all right," he smiled. "Just
"Remember me." And without letting go of her hand, he stepped into the water. The wave closed over him, and then the ocean was quiet again. Chapter 7. After. The days grew long. She lived on autopilot, brewed coffee for two, sat on the porch, wrapped in a blanket, watched the sunsets. Neighbors offered help, invited her over, but Lena politely refused. She needed silence. Sometimes, in especially quiet nights, she felt someone sitting nearby, a faint scent of salt, a whisper in her ear. And then Lena smiled and whispered back, "I remember." Chapter 8. The House Waits Again. Months passed. The house stood the same, listening to the waves. Lena had learned to live alone, but in the mornings she still poured 2 cups of coffee. Sometimes at dawn she wrote his name in the sand, and she knew the wave would wash it away in an instant. But she wrote it again. And the house waited, patiently, because it knew one day someone would open that creaking door again, breathe in the scent of the sea, and stay. And then the story would begin again.